sir.
Get it, baby.
I got my homie back.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even know how to act. You see what I'm saying?
You look all soft and velvety and squishy over there.
I look a little squishy because I got to get this weight off.
Ah, you know what I'm talking about. That's a whole leg right there. I ain't seen that.
Yes, honey.
That's a whole leg right there. We back in heels for real.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we back.
Man, it's good to see you back.
It really is. We've been gone for like, how long?
About 6-7 years.
No, but stop playing. That's what it felt like.
You know
like,
when they say one day to God is 1,000 years, you know what I mean? So I can get 600 out of there.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
It was a long journey.
Let me debo like 2 seconds. To everybody who prayed for us, who interceded for us, who lifted up Keziah to the Most High, who came together in love and honesty in the spirit of truth and just kept our name before the Father. We can't thank you enough. We can't express our gratitude for how much it meant to us, because we know for a fact that it was a miracle taking place in that NICU. Our daughter wasn't supposed to be home to the end of next month. Facts. They told us off the rip. And every single day, a miracle would happen. A miracle would happen. And she would defy the odds. And they would just be in there scratching their head. Yeah. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, my wife's heart.
Yes.
It means so much to us. And that's I can't, and I'm a wordsmith, but I can't express how much we thank you. And all we can do is continue to give ourselves back in the best way and in the greatest capacity that we can, and hope that it blesses you the way that it's blessed us.
Yeah. I also want to thank everybody, like, over at the hospital. We were at Presbyterian. I don't know if they're watching, but some of the nurses, like, would tell me that they will watch Taylor Talk. So I want to thank y'all, because y'all are amazing. What you do for all of those kids. Like, I met mothers, you know, on that floor. We also were able to, like, watch other kids who were in a whole lot, you know, a worse situation than our little babies and friends that were in the NICU with us, who dealt with cancer. So I think it just pushed. I told Ken, like, as much as it sucked, I know that it was a God thing and it was necessary, because it pushed me back to my interceding. Like, I used to intercede and pray for people all the time, and sometimes we get away from it. You get so busy, but it just pushed me to intercede for every mother, every father, every family member, every child that was on that floor. Like, me and Ken would see kids walking down the hallway, and we would be like starting to talk or rooting them on and be like, I see you. All right, you're looking good today. And that would kill me, because I hate the hospital, and I told Ken I do not like hospitals. I don't like to see people hurting. I don't like to see people sick. So it's like God forced and pushed us in that place, which is how we came up with the topic that we came up with tonight, because we had to be there for each other. Like, so yeah, I want to thank everybody. But we back. We feel good. We look good. Keziah's good. She's a boss baby.
And we know y'all want to see her beautiful face, and it's coming. You know how, like, you see a baby, you be like, oh, he's got some nice eyes. You know, you be like, oh, she just got a head full of hair. You know, you want to, you know, you got to be careful. You talk about.
And she look like me. She just yellow.
Dorikas.
I mean, let me begin. No.
Dorikas.
No.
Who my baby look like?
Me. She just yellow.
It looked like you had it by yourself, Kendall. Looked like Kendall just had it by herself.
Say that again, bro.
It looked like you just had the baby by yourself. It's just you. When you, well, I'll say this. If you look to the right real quick and look back, you got to do it real quick. When she send me pictures, I have to turn it. Oh, there you go.
We all know that you left off a hater. You've been throwing me shade, so we're not even gonna listen to you.
Real talk, humbly, when she first came out, she looked like me up and down. Like even my wife was like, somebody asked my wife, was you even in the room? But as she continues to develop and blossom and get all chunky, she does have some, now let my mama tell it, who's upstairs watching Kazai right now. She be like, she look just like you. Me. So at the end of the day, she's a beautiful blend of our marriage, and she's adorable, man. Like
Ken is done. It's over for Ken. I can get what I want through Kazai. I like that. I just say Kazai want it.
I'm trying to start another business and just allocate it to what she want. I love her, man. Love her.
Over for him. Over.
I'm about them bottles, man. I'm about them plushies. I'm about pink. You heard me? Man, I don't care.
But let's just be honest. We've been walking around like zombies.
Yo, our neighbor, my man Brayden, say, "How you just want to check on you and the wife?" And I sent him a picture like The Walking Dead. It was just a man and a woman. They were walking. It's different now.
I mean, but we jumping into it. Look, it's been 25 years for you. Zion's about to be 20. Dallas is 9. So we jump back into this thing, but we've been tough. I will say, you've been doing your thing, Daddy. Like we do what? First shift, second shift, third shift. We just switch
Some
up.
days we just remix it. Like make the bottles for the whole day, master the formula, the burping game, and just the patience and reminding you how much I appreciate you every day and love you and see what you're doing. Because now we're getting back into maintaining the house, getting back to work, taking more calls, getting back to the hustle. So it really tested our marriage, but it really just proved our marriage. And that's how we came up with the topic.
Get married for what?
Are we ready?
Are you ready?
You ready, Dorigas?
Let's go.
You ready, Nice?
You quiet. Oh, we don't get no.
He gets his. You want to get it in now?
Yeah, I mean, are you changing? What's happening here?
Hold on, my bad. Let me start. What's up, Derek?
Yeah, turn this mic on.
First of all, my part don't come into the end. You haven't done this in so long. You're confused. Yes. So we're gonna start off with you and Kendall, and then I'll kick it in the end. See you after these commercials.
We might have to make her audition again. You know how people get complacent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
See you after.
I forgot. Maybe I just missed you. Can we make up and be friends again?
I forgive you.
I ain't done nothing to you.
Apology accepted. Okay.
Hey, yo, Paul Daniels, listen, my wife said, what you gonna wear today? I said, I have no clue. Don't care. I said, I'm gonna go in my gym shorts and my gym shoes. She said, I dare you.
I dare you.
So I was gonna figure something out. Paul, man, he texted me, say, man, I overnighted you something. So I gotta salute him, man. This is a piece of his summer collection. He always comes through. And bro, I'm not burning up in this. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Paul Daniels, man, for keeping the girl dad fresh. You feel me? PaulDaniels.com. Let's do this. I want everybody to take a deep breath. And I want you to let your imagination flow as I spill this real quick demonstration to set us up. A young man takes his best friend to the jewelry store now that he has finally worked up the nerve to purchase a ring for his girlfriend after 4 years of dating. His friend asks one last time if he is sure about what he's getting ready to do, and he confidently says, without a doubt. He books a reservation at the nicest restaurant in town where the bill will likely eat most of his week's paycheck. He buys a dozen roses and irons his best suit for the occasion. He picks up his lady right on time. He opens the door where the flowers and a card are sitting in the seat to greet her. She smiles, she blushes, and they head over to the restaurant. They get there and they chat about this and that while he silently works up the nerve to make his move. Previously, he informed the owner of what his plans were, and they agreed that once the dessert is placed on the table, the lights are going to dim, he'll take his position on one knee, and he'll pop this question. So the waiter brings out a slice of German chocolate cake where the portion is definitely meant for two, and all of a sudden the lights dim. His lady begins to look around concerned, assuming there must be some sort of power outage. When she turns back around, there he is on one knee with that little box, with just enough light present in the room where you could see the sweat dripping off his forehead. And then he asks, will you marry me? She pauses, clearly startled at the while the entire building is waiting for an expected yes, where they would naturally give a round of applause, which is tradition. She drops her head, she looks at the ring in the back of her lover, and asks a question that no man could ever be fully prepared for. She says, get married for what? Do we consider why two people should get married in the first place? Is it just because that's what's expected of us after dating for a certain period of time? Or do we do it out of dependency, desperation, obligation, guilt, or the fear of being alone? Because none of those reasons will be a rock that you can stand on when life brings storms, thunder, and rain to test the foundation of your commitment. So tonight, let's do our best to get a better understanding of the true purpose and power that a marriage was created and designed to be, because it is in clearly knowing the why that anyone should ever consider making such a deep and impactful decision in their lives. Let's talk about it.
Dope story. That was dope. You wrote that. Now I want you to do, on our anniversary, I want you to do everything you just said you did.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Okay.
So we're going to kick it off with the Most High, as we should, which is the foundation of all things. He created marriage as an institution, said man should not be alone. So he created a helpmeet to complement him so that they can navigate through life together. But one thing we know about God is that he's intentional. He doesn't do anything just for fun. He doesn't do anything just because he can. There's a purpose and an assignment for all things. So why, knowing that, knowing what we've been through, comparing our old relationships to our current posture and position, why should two people even consider getting married in the first place? Take your time.
Well, I honestly think that I'm just sitting over here thinking about the story that you was just like telling, and I didn't expect for her to hit him with the get married for what. But I think that a lot of times people get married because, like, in the hype of the moment, it feels so good. You know what I mean? Like, you still got the butterflies. You still, when the phone ring, you know, even though I still, when the phone ring, I get excited when you call me and stuff, you know. I get butterflies still, but in the beginning, it's totally, totally different, and you don't foresee all the other stuff that comes with it. I believe that if you find someone that you love, it has to be deeper than love. I'm sorry, because I've been in love several times. When you find someone that you can make life work with, like you just fit the part. Like when we met, I knew we could team up. Like you had a hustle, I had a hustle. Not to mention you were fine as hell. Sorry, young man. I'm just like, you. Yes. Okay. I can work with that.
Thanks, babe.
But we had our stories were similar, right? Would you agree?
I agree.
So I feel like when you find somebody that you can do this thing called life with, it's almost like, okay, so now let's bring God in this so that he can help us do the part we can't do because we're human. So that he can help us do the part we can't do because we still deal with, what was the 3 things that Jakes had mentioned Sunday?
The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life.
Okay. I believe that marriage and going before God and making that thing solid with him and making a commitment before him and not letting him down, I believe that he helps those couples, and you won't have so many divorces. You know, you won't have so many people cheating on each other, because if we fear him and we have went before him and given our vows, we don't want to get in no trouble. I believe that marriage is important because, okay, I link with you, I click with you. It's something about you. I believe that I'm anointed for this. I'm anointed for this. I can take it.
Right.
We can do it together.
Yeah.
So then let's go before God and let's make this thing official so that we can have it on good ground. We can grow. We can go somewhere where doors will open. We won't just be sinning. Right.
And that's dope. You hit so many points that I agree with. And I'm a big metaphor person, so let me give you a metaphor. Y'all remember the show The Amazing Race? You know what I mean? It was a show where people were actually, it was like a treasure hunt and a kind of race kind of vibe, but they had to travel around the world to complete the race.
I think I know.
Or like a Spartan race.
Yeah.
Something with an obstacle course where there's different tests and challenges and pitfalls.
I watched one. It gets really challenging.
It gets
too.
really
people
challenging.
Get hurt.
People get hurt.
Yeah.
I look at marriage as this. You come together and you look at this race called life. There's obstacles, there's distractions, there's temptations, there's dangers, there's hazards. You have to have resources, provision. You have to have supplies. You have to be able to manage your inventory. Who do you want to race with?
Yeah, who's your partner?
Because the stakes are life and death. It's not The Amazing Race. The stakes are life and death. There's diseases, there's sickness, there's dangers on the highway, there's dangers, violence in the community. There's all these different things out there. Who do you want to go through this obstacle course with? Who can you trust? Who can compliment you? Who can mirror your ambition, your patience? Who has the strengths where you're weak? You know, they would get into these races and somebody might be a better swimmer and somebody else is a better climber. Somebody else can do more of the escape room mazes and somebody else could build the fire. Like, that's what I look at marriage like is God puts two people on the earth and it's set up and the enemy is out there trying to rob, kill, and destroy. Who do you want to race with? You're lucky if you also find somebody that you're attracted to and you can weave in and gel in the romance and the spice, because those things are very important. But remember what's important to God, because we get married for the spice. We get married for the romance and the sex life and the Instagram posts. But what matters to the Most High is who are you going to choose? And I hope it's who I set apart for you, where you can get to the end of this race and receive this reward, remembering that the penalty is death.
Yeah, I like that. That's dope. Good stuff. Because these past couple of months have been really, really hard and has been a test on our marriage.
Facts.
The things that we used to do, we wasn't doing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go nowhere.
Talk about it for a little while. I mean, because we here, help them understand what you went through, what we went through.
Well, and I'm saying it because you were just talking about that. Because I did catch one of those shows, and it's like a bunch of people. It's a bunch of teams from everywhere.
A lot of married folk.
Yeah, like, so I'm looking at it like there's a lot of married people. Right. But I was looking at that show, and a couple of the teams would like get upset with each other and start to argue, especially after somebody gets hurt. And the person who was strong in that area, if they can't do it anymore, then I'm gonna need you to do it. And that's when they would like start arguing. Some people would quit, you know what I mean, or walk off, stop talking. And you know, once you do that and you're doing a course like that, you ain't gonna win. We gotta talk. We gotta communicate. So with me and Ken and the pregnancy thing, like became tough. My water broke. And they put me in the hospital for like a week. But they wanted me to stay until they was like, I was 30 weeks? 31? No, 30, because she came at 31. Okay. They wanted me to stay until 30, at least make it to 36 weeks in the hospital. So I was like, wait a minute. You want me to stay here in this room? You can't leave out the room because your water has broken, so you can get infected easily. So you have to sit in the room with this little bitty TV with 5 channels. Food is horrible. The bed Ken was sleeping on was hard as I don't know what. Okay, understand. We talking about the couple that took trips. We talking about the couple that would go out to eat wherever we want. We talking about the couple that, no. So I'm sitting in the hospital like, all right, 36 weeks. Okay, I'm like, Ken, you straight. Now, Ken, with a man is going to tell you that he's straight. But he's not. Men don't talk about what they're truly feeling. Women, we talk about it. We talk about it to our men. We talk about it to our friends, our mamas, our cousins. Men don't. They just get what? Quiet. The more quiet he got, the more emotional I got. And I started irritating him because I was like, are you okay? And it got to a point where he kept saying, I'm okay. Stop asking me. Actually, no, but this is the situation. This is what I got to deal with. What else do you want me to do? So that's when we begin to be tested. Okay, so we were in there for a week, right? I constantly, at this point, am nitpicking because I'm irritated. And if I'm irritated, I know he's irritated. But you're lying. You say you're not irritated. I can't take care of you like I used to. I can't do my part now. I'm down, so I need my partner. But my partner now is down because his partner's down. He pulls strength for me. Like, it's a lot of stuff in that. You get what I'm saying? So then Derikas comes to see me, and he always starts trouble. So I told him before he left, I said, my baby going to try to come when you leave. Did I not, Derikas? Am I lying? He was sitting there talking. We laughed. We talked. He bought me a bad plate. It was something I shouldn't have had, fried food. It was really, really good. And I said, something's happening within me. And I sent Ken home. Let's talk about it. I'm being very honest. I sent him home. I didn't want to be around him.
Then she got mad when I went. She was like, why don't you just go ahead and just get out for the day, maybe go golfing or something, get you a break. And I was like, all right. So then I go ahead and leave. Then she hit me later, and she was like, why don't you just go ahead and just stay home for the night? I said,
did. Okay. I did. I was irritated. I was
then
frustrated.
She hit me back like, oh, so you gonna just stay home?
I did.
Like, okay.
I did. I'm guilty. But Derikas had came by, and first of all, he such a good friend. We could talk about that on. We need to do a whole show on the definition of a friend. Derikas will be like number one.
Facts.
Because he's always been there for me. So
facts.
He came with a house coat, nightgown, socks,
body armor,
preemie clothes for Keziah. But I needed that because I could not pull from my husband what I needed because my husband couldn't give it, and I don't blame him. It had been months of this, y'all. We kind of spoke about it and kept it moving, but it was a tough pregnancy. So as soon as Derikas left, Keziah decided to come at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I texted him, and I said, she's coming. He rushed to the hospital. We going to they prepared me for a C-section, and it was tough. Ken stands there and watches everything. It's weird.
You took that out, put that back, you put that in there, take that out with you. I need to know what's going on, so I watched the whole thing. So now I'm back in the room, and I need him to pick me up, take me to the bathroom, change me, look at certain things that, like, I kept saying, please don't look. And he said, baby, I have seen your entire insides. You're good. I'm like, I know more about you than you do.
Shut up. So we go through that. Now Keziah's in the NICU. And I remember Ken was so tired that like 6 o'clock in the morning, I could not get a nurse. I didn't want to mash the button because when the button would mash, Ken would get so irritated like, I'm woke. It's so loud in the hospital. Everything is do, beep, beep. So I was like, I'm going to let him sleep. I got up, y'all, and I walked to the NICU. I wasn't supposed to. I walked to the NICU. We got there the first day, Keziah was good. When you agree, she didn't have.
No, hold on. Let me just.
Well, she didn't have all that stuff.
When normally when you have a C-section, well, don't let me do that. I don't want to do it that way. Long story short, my wife had the C-section, so therefore she could not see Keziah for 12 hours. So I was able to see Keziah as soon as they took her there to clean her up, but my wife was knocked out. She was out. But once my wife came up, but the next morning.
When we got there, then that was a real deal. She had tubes, she had needles, and I remember we walked in, and Ken went in first.
I was walking in front of her, and I saw it. And I said, oh, boy. And I turned around and I said, babe, she's okay. She was like, what? I said, she's okay. But it didn't matter because when she came around that corner and she had blindfolds on from the jaundice, she had IVs in both arms, feeding tube down her throat. Yeah. It was just too much for my wife.
So that was another, that's when we got hit with another one, like another storm. Because now we have to go to the hospital every day, hold her. At first we couldn't hold her. We would have to like go through the little thing. Then when we could hold her, we could only hold her for 30 minutes.
The whole 24 hours, 30 minutes.
That was tough, y'all. Me and my partner both were getting weak. Like, it makes you think, like, should we have done this? Should I be married? He should be off with somebody being happy. And I mean, all type. The enemy will try to play with you in so many, many, many ways. But somewhere deep down in there, God will always give us what we needed, whether it was the end of the day or the top of the morning, where we would encourage each other. And that's that thing I was talking about when you get married and you go before God. He always gives you the little bit that you need when you feel like you can't take no more. And we would listen every day to this song called I'm Gonna Wait on You by Chandler Moore.
Thank you.
Chandler Moore. We would play that every time we go to the hospital. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. Because I was telling Kendall in the beginning, I was like, God know that my baby can't stay in no NICU. He gonna let my baby be straight. He know I can't. And it goes back to that book that I was talking about when we write things the way we think it's supposed to be. God was just like, nah, everything you said, I'm gonna take you through it's gonna be totally different. So now we're sitting in a place now, but that was a challenge. That was a storm. I could not do the things I needed to do for my husband. He couldn't do nothing for me. He couldn't help. You understand? And we just had to stand with each other and be there. Now Keziah's home and we getting back in that rhythm, but we could have lost that race. We could have, we probably wouldn't have made it to the finish line if we didn't remember the vows that we had made to each other. Because the vows say for better or for worse. Right. And we were at that. We hit the for better or the worse during the time that's supposed to be the most joyous time. Yeah. You understand?
So how does this tie into the demonstration for tonight? That's what marriage is. You have a plan. See, you prepare for the wedding. You're very excited about that moment. You're excited about being the focal point. You're excited about starting a new life. But in that life, the Most High is going to do like Job and say, have you tried Kendall and Fantasia? Have you tested them? They believe in me. Just don't touch their life. Don't touch their child. But anything else you can touch. And so when things don't go the way that they were planned, you wanted to have a baby and you want to play dress up and you want to go to the park with them and you want to give love and be loved. But what happens when that baby comes through a certain level of trial and tribulation? You want that promotion. You want that opportunity. You want that responsibility. You want that shot at leadership. But what happens if it doesn't come through the portal that it wants to come? Because there's a scripture that comes to mind and says, who is he that loves the Lord? Him will the Lord chasten and lead in a manner that he chooses. So that's the thing. He's going to do it in the way that he chooses it. And so when things don't go the way they want to go, you can't just reject your mate. You can't shell up and operate in selfishness. And you definitely can't see divorce or abandonment as the first line of defense. This is when you have an opportunity that for me as a husband and as a king, I didn't go through a single problem through that because they were opportunities. They were opportunities for me to reinforce to the Most High, to my wife, and to my coming child that I am that which I say that I am because he is, I am. So I would continually come to my wife repeatedly and I would say, hey, I love you. I want you to have the freedom to feel whatever you need to feel today. I said, whatever you need to feel today and whatever way you need to express it, I want you to know I have no expectations and I'll be whatever you need to be, whatever you need me to be based on what you feel.
Yeah, because I cried every day, all day. No lie. And King would just say, whatever you need. You do what you gotta do. Cause I would feel bad, like, yo, I need to be here with my husband. Everything gonna be
and
okay.
I ain't need nothing. So I do something stupid. I do something retarded because I'm comical. I'm absolutely hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And I will make her laugh, and I'll be like, I got that laugh today. And I will make her laugh, and I see her smile, and then we go down and see our baby.
Yeah.
To the point when we pulled off, that's when it was the hardest. When we pulled off, I'm driving, and I'm thinking, and she just cracked. And I was like, yo, okay. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got to be strong for my daughter. I have to be strong for my wife. I got to die to self so that my women, my ladies can live. And so it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about any of the things that Jake said something dope the other day. He said people get married to a season. He said you meet each other, and in this season, we loving each other. But when the season changed, now you don't want to be with that person.
Yeah.
No, I have an opportunity to uphold my vows. So that we can move on to the next joint. That's a personal testimony, a personal moment of transparency where we went through something incredibly challenging, but it was also an opportunity for us to reinforce what we said to each other back in 2014.
Right.
That's what it was about. Speaking of vows, to love and to hold, for better or for worse, sickness and in health, rich or poor. I might have mixed those up. Till death do we part. That's powerful. Because what I realized is when we were standing there in front of the pastor, we didn't give our vows to each other. When you think about the vows, they're written in like a third person format.
Yeah.
You're not saying, I promise to die. No, you're saying, I agree. Who are you talking to? You give your vows to God, and your mate is a witness. To have and to hold, for better or for worse, sickness and health, death do us part. What couple do you know, because I know we didn't, wouldn't it be wise before you get married, knowing you're going to get married, to sit there and look at those vows and say, how will we handle for poor, for sickness? Because we get married with the best intentions, expecting the best outcome.
Yeah.
But what can happen will happen.
Yeah.
And we're never prepared because we don't look at, okay, babe, if something was to happen financially, what would we? Because think about it. As soon as we got married, for richer or poor, started cracking.
But and I'm gonna just say this because I believe that I didn't understand all of that until like these last couple of like years.
Yeah. Most don't.
But I don't think that you, and I'm gonna be very honest. This is just my opinion. I don't think that you will. I don't think. See, this thing called marriage and the walk and shine. I'm pretty sure you can agree with this. I don't care how much you plan, and that's just like how I was saying. I was like, what I was telling you. I was like, God ain't gonna let me have my baby early because He know the heart that I have. I'm a Cancer. He gave me a soft heart. He know I can't.
Her water broke in the Rolls Royce. I was like,
my water broke up. I said that every day, and I meant it. I meant it. But God was like, see, you sitting and you constantly planning stuff out, but I have a plan in the plan. Like, it's gonna happen this way, which pushed me to my knees, which made me feel something I hadn't felt, because everything has been really, really good outside of the fact that, you know, I got big as I don't know what, and I had to deal with this and shoot myself and couldn't do the certain things that I wanted. But I haven't been in this place in a long time. And sometimes when we're not in that place, we don't connect with God. So therefore, I don't care how much you plan, you can go over those vows. That's just my opinion. But I didn't realize what those vows meant to now. Like to death do us part during my C-section. That wasn't easy. The doctor said I should have been passed out, and they had shot me with so much, and I felt everything.
She needed an elephant's push.
Dude,
I'm watching her hit her. They're hitting her
Woo.
with it, and they're hitting her with it, and they look at each other like, yo, she's supposed to be out right now.
Sean,
She in there talking about, stop. Leave it alone. Just leave everything where it's at. Leave me. Stop touching me. Dr. Avery, you lied. And I'm looking like you might want them to put that back. You don't want to walk out of here with that.
But what I'm saying is, that moment for me, I felt like I was going to die. I started seeing stuff in cartoon. I was like, this is it. Kendall, I love you. I kept saying, don't stop. But in that moment, that could have been like, we just watched the movie with Kevin Hart. And I really liked the movie. I've watched it 25 times.
Fatherhood.
On Netflix, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's really, really good. It represents our men in a great way. But I watch it over and over because that is true. Like a lot of women, sometimes they pass in childbirth. It don't even have to be childbirth. We don't understand that every day when we get in our car. Tell your wife and your husband you love them and your kids, because anything can happen. You understand what I'm saying? But that was the point where I felt like we were tested through it. You know what I mean? Not the for richer or poor part. We hit that when we first got married, so we passed that hurdle. You know, we jumped, we crossed that. But sickness and in health, we dealt with all of that. And I did not understand what that was. So, yeah, y'all can sit down and plan it because I know it's some planners watching. People want to plan out everything. But I honestly feel like God is like, I don't care how much you plan. I'm going to hit you with something to make whatever that is that you've been carrying for years, whatever that is that you've been dealing with that was family related. In order for me to dig that up out of you, I got to take you through something like this in order for it to go. And it comes several ways through marriage. And it's like most people just give up and be like, I quit because it didn't work, the plan that I had. But it's not our plan, it's God's plan. So those vows that you take, just know, I say this, just know when you take them. Those are words that you need to be saying, oh, shoot, get ready.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, because as you was talking, the scripture came to my mind where it said, many are the plans in man's heart, but it's only the Lord's will that will come to pass. So we had a lot of plans. We had a lot of ideas, a lot of strategies. And everything we do, we always had this thing. We always say nothing's going to come to us easy. We plan stuff out. We got contingencies. We put this here, this investment, this setup. Nothing goes the way we want it to. It always manifests. It always, the outcome is always nothing but God. But the manner in which me and my wife have to go, it's always a hard climb. It's always the rocky side of the mountain. You know what I mean? That being said, I think one of our greatest attributes that is helping us weather these things and the things that will come is better emotional management. Yeah. It's not personalizing everything. It's not deflecting. It's not blaming. It's not letting things that we're carrying inside transfer onto the other person, because we've been in that space. I feel like we really reached a space where we see things for what they are. I know this is the person that I'm running my race with. It's less about this, that to the third than, okay, what's the solution? How do we get through this? And continue to uphold and encourage and edify each other through the process. Other than that one day that we had that little flick, we haven't had a clash, a friction, a misfire in all that's been going on. You know what I mean? And I think emotional management is important. And I always speak to the fellas like kings. We can be very tender and emotional, hiding behind a lot of muscle and testosterone. Emotional management, man, is having the internal fortitude to bear the emotional energy that's around you without having to reciprocate it and mirror it. That's what leadership is about. Marriage is about us modeling what Christ says to the church. Because we love to say wives submit to the husbands, but it also says husbands submit unto your wives as Christ submitted to the church and gave his life for it. So therefore, if I'm supposed to reflect Christ to my wife, that means let me look at how the church does Christ. This ain't you. I'm just talking. Church ain't consistent. People want to backslide, don't want to pay tithe, half, dedicated to what they do, different agendas, hidden motives,
judging, fighting,
hypocrisy, yada, yada, yada. But Christ is doing what? And whenever you're ready, he don't be like, now, you know that last time. Nah, can I trust you this time? Nah. It's always grace and mercy. So as men, regarding whatever you're going through, if it's financial, if it's relational, if it's social, if it's in your church group, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to mirror and embody the posture of Christ in all that you do. That doesn't mean be silent. That just means you have to return the same spirit to your wife, your children, and your home that you want God to do to you, because that is the measure for which you'll be judged. And I'm working very hard and very intentional and diligent and strategically to make sure that when things come up, I can be what my wife needs to be in that moment. That's what's important to me.
What's the name of that movie where it was a movie about a man, he did not believe in God, but he was doing research about God.
Oh, that's the Case for Christ.
Okay. Boom. Case for Christ. So in that movie, the woman became a Christian. She became a follower. She started going to church, reading her Bible. And remember, he kind of like started wilding out on her.
Yeah.
Right? But she was like very, very patient, still kind. She would still read her Bible. And he kind of was wondering like, yo, why you so calm? I just said this, I just wilded out, and you still so calm. Who is this God? Like, he started then kind of like.
That's what made him curious.
Right.
Was her demonstration of peace and love.
A lot of times we have to understand that when we do get married and we become one, the enemy starts to attack you, whether that be your husband or the wife. And that's the times when people start saying, I want a divorce. Because he's not acting right, he's not doing what I want, he wilding out, he drinking, he this, he that, blah, 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 blah. Understand that those are demonic forces that are trying to come and destroy your marriage. So it's not always, an eye-opener for you to be like, oh, it's time to divorce him. I talk to my friends, he's not acting right. That's the time when you're supposed to get down on your knees and you're supposed to go to God and get silent and watch God work. Oh, my God. We miss God so much. We miss him so much because we want him to do what we want him to do, and we want to see magic and want to see voila really, really quickly. But God works in different ways. Strange. You get what I'm saying? Like, in that movie, I liked it so much because she just sat back and said, okay, I'm just going to trust God, and I'm going to see I'm going to read my scriptures. I'm going to believe. I'm going to pray for him. I'm not going to wild out. I'm not going to argue. And at the end of the movie, what happened?
Yeah, he ended up coming to the fact that he was able to prove a case for Christ.
Why? Because he saw something different in her as well, correct? Mm-hmm. So sometimes we got to switch up our feet, and because the enemy always makes the same moves. He does the same old stuff. We just got to be wiser and smarter to be like, yo, hold up. Something ain't right in this season of our marriage. We can't communicate. You're not listening to me. I'm not patient with you. Let us sit back and fall back and go to God and figure out, get married for what? Why did we get married? I love you. You love me. We can make this thing work. We've been in this thing 7 years now, 8 years now, 10 years now, and now we're getting a divorce. Where are you going? Where are you going?
It's the why. The why is so important, even if you don't know it going in, because we didn't. We ain't never going to be a hypocrite up here.
No.
We got married like, let's do it, right? But over time, through different circumstances, trials, and tribulations, the why began to introduce itself to us. So sometimes you'll better have the conversation ahead of time and understand the why. And sometimes the why has to be experienced and unearthed through traveling down that race together.
Yeah.
And we understand our why. That why is what holds us accountable when the little things, the romance, the love life, the date night, the sleepless night, when all these different things take place, it's the why that keeps us glued to make it to another day.
And the why in all caps too for me and Ken. Why?
I'm gonna put some parentheses in there. If I can I get a?
Oh, why,
can I get
Lord?
the parentheses for 500?
Let's
Bob?
just be honest. Me and Ken have sometimes I will get in my car or he'll get in his car and we'll just go ride for hours and end up in a parking lot just sitting. I'm on the phone with Dorikas. He probably on the phone with P. And we're just like, why? But it's the marriage. It's God. It's God that always brings us back home. And then we walk in here and Dorikas said something today when he was doing my hair and he was like, you know what kills me? Couples be getting into these big arguments and then you see them next week and they all lovey-dovey. It's the truth. I have called Dorikas sometimes and went off about Ken, and then next I'll be like, that's my baby. That's my boo. I'm a love all of it. But that's why. And that's why we got married.
Let me play with that though. In marriage, your why is your offense. That's how we put points on the board. But in marriage, you need to have a strong defense. One of the ways we have a strong defense is me and my wife have learned over time to be very careful with who we talk to in our weak moments.
Oh my God, yes.
Who you talk to in your weak moments is one of your marriage's greatest strengths. Let me say it again. Who you talk to in your weak moments should be one of your marriage's greatest strengths. Because it's in your weak moments that the enemy, your traumas, your addictions, your insecurities, your second guessing, all of that's in a cocktail on ice, ready for you to drink it.
Oh my God.
But if you have the right defense, such as how she has Dorikas and I got Partlow, you understand what I'm saying? They're going to listen. They're going to vent. Ooh. They're going to listen to us vent. But because they are also invested in the success of our marriage, they're only going to push us back closer to each other. They're not going to say, you know what, forget them. Let's go out. Let's turn up. Well, you know, so-and-so been wanting to get with you for some time now. You know you could do better. You know, you probably do need some time by yourself. Separation of work. Those who you talk to in your moments of weakness should be your strongest defense. And those will be people who are deeply invested in your marriage. I know for a fact that Dorigas and Partlow care about our marriage sometimes. That I know I done help P-Lo sometimes that he like, man, but y'all minister to the world, bro. Y'all are inspiration, man. You don't even understand. It's bigger than you, man. Stop all that crying. And I'm like, bro, I'm waiting on you to be like,
right, my cousin
321,
does that.
321.
Like,
won't give me nothing.
Y'all are meant to, and I be like, dog, shoot.
Let me call somebody.
Yes, come on. But it's the truth. 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 And if the one thing I realized too, with the world, with marriages, with people who are not married, want to be married, we depend so much. Let me see your other phone. And no, I ain't gonna go in it. But what's your code? I'm just playing.
On IG.
This thing right here is the worst.
Talk about it.
This thing right here can kill all your relationships. Because you're so busy trying to be validated through the comments or whatever the other couples that you think you see that are so, you understand? So now you're trying to live your life and measure up to other people's lives through this thing right here. We post pictures. The first time somebody come up and say something dirty, like for example, we record every night. I know for a fact somebody comes up just to get attention to say something stupid, and then I like, listen to what we saying. So you just missed the whole message. You just missed it, because everybody's so busy doing this right here that you can't even focus on your husband. You can't even focus on your wife. You finna lose your job because you over here. The girl at the hospital came up to me and said, "I'm about to lose. Me and my husband ain't working right because I'm addicted to TikTok." Kidding me? I just looked at her. And I'm curious because I don't do TikTok. So I was like, girl, tell me more. I mean, what is going on TikTok that's got you beefing with your husband? It's this. We so nasty, we so ugly, and we're trying to find validation in this. Man, take a break. Pause. Focus on your marriage. Married for what?
It's interesting. I never thought about it till now. It's interesting because we don't have the app, but they call it TikTok. And in life, that's how I live my life. I always hear in my head, TikTok, TikTok, because time is passing. Yes. I can't get that time back. You know how your iPhone will show you how much time you spent on email, how much time you spent on social media, how much time you spent being productive. We are wasting our lives that could be investing in the right relationships, in the right career, in the right personal development. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. And it's so dope because we're going to close. Jake said something the other day. I can't remember which one it was, but it was so dope. And I know, like I was telling brother the other day, I get hype off dope lines and speaking the way my wife loves beautiful vocals. When he dropped this line, I was like, oh. He said, people love to sensationalize drama, failure, and destruction. I'm paraphrasing. But this he said verbatim. He said, the media never covers the airplanes that land safely. Nope. Think about that. The media will only promote plane crashes. Flip it. Social media is not going to promote that's a successful relationship. That is a healthy marriage. They're raising godly children. They are faithful. They are loyal. There's no infidelity in it. They pray every day together. But what they will do is show you everything raunchy, the scandals, the cheating, the so on and so forth. So I ask, if the right model is not being publicized, it's not as readily and available to be seen as the negative, then what are we modeling after?
Well, here's the thing. It's just like a business. Social media is a business. Instagram, Facebook, what's the other ones? TikTok. Am I missing any?
TikTok.
Who? Twitter. Is that it?
Snapchat.
So there are people behind. There are people, but there are masterminds behind all of the ones that we've named. They do data.
Right.
And if the data don't show that the people want positive, then they're not going to give positive. They're going to promote negative. So that's what I just said, was like, you destroy yourself, you destroy your marriage, you destroy your business, you destroy your dreams, because we're so busy tapping into. Dereka sent me something the other day from the BET Awards, and he was like, look at the comment. And I don't look at comments. I don't. Because now I just be like, people are just
hurtful, mean.
But I'm looking at them and I'm just like, godly. All you see is bow, 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 bow. I'm like, this artist is dead. And if they go up and read any of this tonight, it's over. So they go off of data. Data. That's how you said data?
Data.
I'm country. I said data. They go off of data. High point. And if they're not promoting, if people don't want to see positive, then they're not going to promote positive. This is what the people want to see. Everybody wants to be negative. So now you're carrying that into your marriage, into your job, into your relationship with your children, your relationship with your... You have to put good stuff out there. If you want a healthy marriage, then you got to follow healthy pages. If you want a healthy marriage, you got to have healthy other marriages around you. Right. You understand?
Because I'm going to tell you, if you're serious about a relationship, which I hope you're even more serious about one with God, but if you're really serious about a relationship, you have to figure out what you're modeling after. And that's why I'm so hard on the scriptures, because I've tried to do it through my own pride, my own arrogance, and my own intellectual vanity, and I failed miserably. I tried to be different things in the world and measure myself up against things in which I wasn't supposed to be compared to. It's in the scriptures that I find my true identity and the blueprint that is customized for me. Because if I'm going to be a follower of the Most High and I'm trying to model myself out after Christ, then there's only one blueprint that's going to get me to the destination that's customized for my demonstration and my makeup, my personality, my yada, yada, yada. Take some time and Google celebrity divorces in 2020 and 2021. Wow. Look at how powerful they were, powerful they are. Look at the money, look at the lifestyle, look at all these things. And then go back and revisit what you really want for your life and figure out what you're going to measure it against. What are you measuring yourself against? What are you comparing yourself to? Is it realistic? Is it reinforcing your sense of self-identity, or is it just continually to compound your feeling of inadequacy and that you're not enough? Are you going to strive and reach for the best version of yourself, which is only one path, or are you going to acquiesce over here to something else? Because that gate is wide and that path is broad, and many will find it, and it leads to destruction. But the one that leads to health, safety, security, bliss, peace, and harmony, that gate is narrow and that path is small, and few will be thereof. We encourage you to be one of the few, because the masses and I'm not going to call out no names, I'm going to say what it is. The masses is what I just saw on the BET Awards the other day, and I didn't watch the awards. It's just the feedback and what's been on the Shade Room. That's not healthy. That's not what we want our kids to be doing. And because America has taken our right to speak what is truth and to be bold, I can't say what I really want to say because then they want to pick at her shows and not buy into the program. But one day the Most High going to provide me with an opportunity and my wife when we can speak the truth because the kingdom has been muzzled. Because unrighteousness has so much power and influence that it can silence you. So I just use it with a broad net and say, that's not healthy. That's not success by the way God measures it. That's not what you want for your kids. That's not the legacy you want to leave behind. But that is the culture. That is what we're up against. Don't measure yourself to that. Get married for what? So that you can find somebody who understands these truths and these principles, who will remind you of them when you get spiritually and emotionally weak. Who will pull you up when you're not strong enough to stand on your own feet, who will stand in agreement with you so that he can come there into the midst, who can add value and has strengths where you are weak and is willing to be dedicated to getting across that finish line and holding in spirit and in truth. That's who you want to run with. That's what you get married for. It's so that you can finish this race, because those that celebrated the other night, as Christ would say it, they have their reward. He says, did not idolize, did not envy anything that is unrighteous. Let them have it. Let them enjoy it. It's nothing to covet, because that is their reward. And I'm going to leave it right there. I think that's a safe little, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to make it to the finish line. If I got to strap you up and pull you by a doggone rope, honey, we going to get there.
You ain't got to pull me. I done kicked the door down.
You might go down. I might go down. Either way it go, you strap me up and let's make it.
I ain't going down. I done been through worse out there in darkness.
I know.
Because if God be for me, man, what's the whole world and whatever else is behind that door? I don't fear anything.
You might break a toe or something like that. I might have to pull you.
You just want to pull me, don't you?
Yeah. I just want you to know I will pull you.
I know you will.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know you will. I about got to lose some of this weight so it won't be such a heavy pull.
I was going to say, though, help me.
I'm heavy out here.
And we back at it, though. We back in the gym.
Yeah, man. Oh, my
God. Yeah. We going to talk about that next week because I was struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling.
It took me like an hour to catch my breath after I got home, bro. I took a shower and everything, a cold shower, and I was in the kitchen like, what?
Nice. And then I had some young man that had the nerve. He wanted to talk to me so bad that he decided to do.
You ever notice when you ain't around, man, everybody want to snuggle up against your snuggle buddy?
Right? No, he was out of respect. He had a wife, but this was so cute. He decided to do 40 minutes with me. Just to
man, I was working out with Fantasia the other day.
And I kept seeing him out of the corner of my eye. I was like, I'm thinking, I hope he don't see me up here huffing and puffing. Because I'm so used to being great in the gym. You understand? But yesterday.
I feel you.
So when I got off, he got off. I'm like, nah.
He said, we done.
He walks right up to me. Excuse me. I said, I know he did not.
He waited 45 minutes for that old interruption. You can't get mad at perseverance.
Oh, God. Then he had a nerve to say, can I get a picture of you for my wife? I was like, not like
how
this.
he know you and you got your mask on?
I had my mask on, babe. I had on a hoodie. I was covered up. I didn't want nobody to see all of this.
Well, even I know you from behind. I get it. That me right there, bro. That me.
I'm going in there with one of them plastic Missy Elliott bag suits. Gotta get this weight off. Get it off. Lord, please take it away.
I'm trying to do a fat transfer. I'm going to take this fat off my waist and put it in my calves. I got my mama's legs.
I like your legs.
I don't.
I do.
But I'm okay, though. Kick you in the back.
Get married for what? I see everything.
Get married for what?
Everything about you, baby, is great. He's great. He's great.
She just playing God. But we hope that this was fruit. We about to kick it over to Derricus.
Uh-oh.
We were a little late today. We getting back in the rhythm. Forgot everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, we was definitely on
It's been a minute. I had to pump.
yeah, we was on funeral time today.
Pump and dump.
We was on funeral time today. You know what I mean? When somebody loan you the bill, not when you rented it because they don't play. But yeah, man, thank y'all. Miss y'all. Hope this is fruit for somebody's relationship, that you're reconsidering, asking the right questions, making the right decisions so that you can cross that finish line with the one who deserves to celebrate that victory with you.
I'm just looking at him.
Derricus.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. I haven't seen. We ain't done this in so long. What we missed? New Year's. What is it? What's the love day? February. Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes, that's a shame.
The
You talking
bunny
about
and
what's
Easter.
the love day?
Easter.
Uh-huh.
Then we have one that just passed.
We made all of those.
Memorial Weekend. 4th of July.
We've been 4th of July ain't even here yet.
Cinco de Mayo. Juneteenth.
Juneteenth was one, yeah.
Yeah, we missed a lot. Yeah.
We didn't miss 4th of July. That's next month.
Same thing. It's literally tomorrow. Hey guys.
But we're back.
Oh, I missed this mic. Oh, my voice. Oh, I missed this mic. I miss talking on this mic.
I miss my voice.
I miss my voice. I started to go get me a karaoke machine so I can just be like, hey guys. I can just hear my voice on this mic. Oh! Hand me my device, please.
Oh yeah.
That you're using on your.
He
for
one that
yourself.
need to be delivered from the phone. Look at that.
Thank you very much.
He been sitting over there looking at me the whole time. Nobody text you, and he checking it.
Well, my questions are on here,
Oh,
darling.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Ooh. Excuse me.
My voice sounds so good on this mic. I miss this. I don't even know which tone to even talk. I just want to talk in, I just want to talk in so many different tones on this mic. Hey, guys.
Wait, do the tone again. Which one?
Octaves. Away. Got all the octaves. Oh, my God.
The ring has got me sweating.
Congratulations.
Oh.
My God. Didn't y'all enjoy hearing y'all voices on the mic tonight?
Oh, man.
I was sitting over here like, oh, my God, will they hurry up so I can get my... I'm just kidding. For y'all start commenting. I'm just kidding. It was a good talk, okay? This was a good talk. I took it serious. These are just jokes. And I can say, Fantasia is not pregnant.
Yeah.
You're not pregnant, right? She had the baby.
No, he was finna go into a whole. Yeah.
She had the baby.
I'm glad you helped.
Yeah. You just miss being frisky.
I just got a few little questions. Yeah. Did your childhood experience and what you modeled as a child have an effect on how you view marriage versus how you view marriage now? Like what you saw as a child, and because sometimes I feel like I just take note on things and I look back and I think that people, I don't know, one day I was just looking and I feel like a lot of my friends and stuff, I feel like people who there are families who people just get married, like married. You can kind of tell like this is a marriage family. Yeah. There are families where people are just single. A lot of people are single. Your aunt's single, your uncle's single. Or are they not married? I know, like, growing up, I never had a view on marriage because my mother was never married, so I never viewed marriage in a certain kind of way because I never had a model that was in my household. I never modeled marriage. And so sometimes I wonder, I don't ever know what my thoughts was on marriage. And, I just wonder,
That's real good. You want to go first or you want me to go? Well, Ken and I are both different because I was raised in the home with my mother and father for years, long time they were together. My mom and my dad were together, I think, 27 years. And I seen a little bit of everything in my family without going too deep. I seen a little bit of everything. We had married, we had single, we had married with someone's side. We had, but I can't say that the married did not overpower the ones that I seen that were toxic. It was more of the toxic than healthy marriages. I would say that there were friends of the family who were a lot older, people that were a lot older than my parents, that my mom probably adored that marriage and talked about that marriage. And I would see how he loved on his wife so much. And we talked about this several times. But the toxic was a lot more in what I seen as a young girl. And so I think that's kind of how I ended up in a lot of toxic relationships.
I had to let you go first because I've never thought about that. That was a loaded question. But what I've come up with is I never saw in my childhood a healthy marriage. Let me explain. I saw married people, been married 10, 20, 30 years. But as I sat here and tried to reflect, I never saw romance. I didn't see any, like at the family reunions. Now, number one, I didn't even know my father's side. So he was absent. When my mother was married, it didn't necessarily work out. So again, men absent. I never saw a family reunion or a vacation or something, somebody hugging or kissing or being touchy-feely or exchanging eyes across the table. It was just like, oh yeah, your uncle, they've been married like 20, 30 years, but I don't know what's going on behind that. So the only thing I went off is what I knew affected me. And that's father not there, step parent may not be there, men are gone. And that may have, dope question, that may have played a role in me bouncing, unwilling to commit or operated in a certain way. And I'm probably going to have to spend some time and kind of maybe figure out what was that click in me, having not seen the example that allowed me to become loyal or romantic. I think it boils down to this. Let me have just 2 seconds. I had a client when I was in business, right? And everybody used to say, you ain't gonna want to work with Miss K. Miss K hard. She don't deal with nobody. ... I said, well, that's your experience. She gonna love me. Nah, you ain't getting hard on this. Make it hard. I don't even want the money. I don't even want the contract. And I'm like, that's how she treats you. We're not gonna have that kind of experience. Got with it. One of my favorite clients went to bat for me, allowed me to increase my business, so on and so forth. Your experience doesn't dictate my experience. And I think I've always lived my life where just because my father wasn't there and I don't have a blueprint, it still doesn't dictate that that's how I have to be. I can write my own narrative. I can walk out my own living scriptures. And that's just what it boils down to.
Do you think, I have a question for you now, from that question, which was a dope question. No, real talk. Because we both we never seen what we are. Because we're very touchy, feely. Like, so you just said you needed to take some time to figure out what was that click. Do you think the click was because you finally met yourself?
No.
Okay.
I know that's the proper we on live answer. Hear me.
Okay,
I got one better. I got one better for you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? No, because myself, I wouldn't want to be married to myself. No.
Not that, like.
I'm talking about when we met.
When we met. Well, you was bad like that when we met?
No, what I'm saying to you is
Hold
the
up.
capacity that I saw you loving me opened me up to knowing that there was more than the capacity in which I was loving.
But deep down in there, there was that I didn't teach you that touchy, feely thing. Like that's who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Holding hands, opening doors.
Nah.
I didn't teach you that.
Nah, you ain't teach me that, but that's not in my portfolio.
So so you're saying you got to sit back and think what was the click thing? I feel like personally, when we met, we were so much, it was almost like, I'm safe here. I can give you that because we are so much alike. Our stories, what we've been through. You were able to tell me you're raw and you're real, and I was able to tell you my raw and my real. I just
like being connected to you. Like you.
I was you. In a female version.
Oh, you definitely the female, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's almost like we didn't see it. We didn't grow up with it. Okay? We've been through a lot of stuff.
It didn't define us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it came out when we met each other. Get married for what? I met my partner.
I agree.
I met somebody I can do this thing called life with.
Like I don't do the whole big cliche things, but like I believe we have to be soulmates. Like there's no other reason that we can operate and move in the same synchronized capacity that we move in. And I just think that's how we are. We like to be connected. We feel awkward if we've been apart for too long or whatever. Like it's a constant, having, and I think that just comes with that. I feel comfortable holding your hand. Like I'm proud to hold your hand in public.
So I just saved you some thought for the night. I'm your soulmate.
Good, because I'm tired.
Okay.
So this is my final question. I could have asked a lot of questions, but all these questions boil down to what I'm going to ask you. And this was probably the most question I kind of seen come up the live tonight. And this has been debated.
On the live?
Debated. Even outside of live.
Okay.
What I'm about to ask. This has been a debate. So y'all talked about vows. Better or for worse. Sickness and in health. Does marriage equals happiness? Do you marry for happiness? How does happiness, these has been debates. Like I've seen platforms that talk about happiness in marriage. Tonight I'm seeing, what if you're not happy? What if you're not happy? What if it doesn't make you happy? Happiness and marriage has been the back and forth, because now we living in a time now where we come from a time where people stayed. They stayed. Women stayed. They stayed through cheating. They stayed through being abused. They stayed. Now we're in a time where, and then we went through a point where people, they left. Now people are not happy. People are saying, I'm not happy. The minute they're not happy, that's the sign to leave. And once that seed start of I'm not happy, it grows and grows and grows and grows. Happiness in marriage.
Happiness has to come from within. You can't depend on your partner to bring you happiness, because you're just going to leave that marriage and jump to another one and jump to another one and jump to another one. You. I don't wake up every day happy with Ken. Some days I want to choke Ken. Okay? And I'm pretty sure some days he wants to choke me. But I don't depend on Ken for my happiness. See, that becomes when we putting too much on our partner and we're not relying on God for anything. You understand what I'm saying? So I personally want to just say, if you're looking for happiness and somebody to bring you happiness,
check this out. This is the last one of the day.
I'm happy with you though, babe. I want you to know that. I'm happy. We happy.
When you,
we happy.
We so in sync, because I can't literally, you said a sentence that was going to come out my mouth.
Well, give me some sugar before you say it. Come on,
now, my lips big, but they ain't that big.
Give me some sugar, man. I'm happy with you. Oh, God. This how you know you're getting too old.
Let me put that thing on layaway. All right. Gotta hold the mics away because you might get some feedback with these lips over here, boy. Yeah. This is my personal take on it, so I can't be, happiness is elementary. Happiness is like ABCs, 1, 2, 3, coloring inside the line. You get your first pair of scissors and your bag of glue. you know, arts and crafts, like when Dallas bring home a Valentine's Day card for his mom. Happiness is elementary. Joy. Peace. And serenity. See, happy? Does that make you happy? Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Joy, now that lasts. And joy is bigger than me. Joy is something I can carry, and it can benefit whatever room I walk in. But more importantly, before I greet my wife, before I wake up, roll over, and see that chocolate thing laying over there, I like chocolate. That's why I married you. That's my why. I wake up with joy in my heart. Before my feet hit the floor, before I say good morning, before I brush my teeth, I already got joy in my heart. Because do you know what I've been through, bruh? You know what he's pulled me through? You know the metal I still carry inside of me? You know what? You know why I deserve to be? So first and foremost, I wake up with joy within myself. Now before I greet my wife, I already have something I can offer her. But hold up, my wife serves the same God, remembers everything that he's brought her through. So when I say good morning, she wakes up with her joy, good morning. Now our joy is clashing. Now we got harmony, unity, serenity, tranquility. All this stuff is bleeding through our house like incense and aroma.
Come on now.
You understand what I'm saying? Happy? What was that? Ren and Stimpy? Happy, joy, happy. Man, let's grow. We talking about marriage now. We ain't talking about puppy love. We ain't talking about dating. We ain't talking about flings. We talking about marriage, right? So we talking about the things of the kingdom, right? I'm talking about joy. I don't care about being happy, man. Happy is temporary. Happy.
But let's think about something right quick. Going from happy to the vows. Because it's all intentional. If the vows were, I vow to make you happy every day. I vow to make you, right? The vows are kind of deep. For better or worse, for richer, for poor.
When you melt them things down, you start to be like, ooh.
Right. So just understand that it's nothing in our life is going to always be happy. You don't wake up every day happy. I don't wake up every day happy. So why do I expect for you to make me happy? Because I'm not happy, but you need to be happy.
Now what happens is, and we'll close, this is one of the great mistakes we make, and this is where God will come in and take your marriage.
Oh.
When you place the source of your happiness on a man or a woman, they become an idol in your life. And God is not going to give you, especially if he loves you, or allow you to keep and maintain something that is in direct competition with he who made you. That's why your joy has to come from the Lord. It sounds so cliche, and I was young too. But as I get older, I understand that, because if I depend on my wife for happiness, that means I can't give her any happiness unless she gives it to me first. I can't give it outside and hold on, bro. Before I do that, let me go get my happiness for my wife, and then I'll be right back, and I can listen to what you got to say. I'm a full-grown husband. So be careful that you don't put things on your mate that belong to God, because he's saying that's your God. You don't want to come to church unless you and he are okay. You don't want to pray unless you and he are okay. You don't even think about me unless you and her are okay. So that's your God. That's your idol. That's what you've erected. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me. So be careful with that. I'm not happy no more, so on and so forth. Look at yourself first, because it's so easy to say I don't like my life and it's because of this person. No, it might be. It might be.
Read both of y'all, honestly.
Or just you.
Yes, yeah.
So,
You know what I mean?
Ooh, y'all was deep tonight.
Happy.
What tone is
Jesus.
that? What's the tone? I like that tone.
Excuse me?
Huh?
No. Yeah, I was on it tonight. Yeah, let me tell y'all
Happy.
something. Oh, Kendall, you want to keep going?
Listen.
Listen.
That was a good question. That's a lot of people say that.
No, a lot of
I've
people
been
say
guilty
it.
for
I'm
that.
not happy
A lot of people
anymore.
say it.
Yeah. And it's like, hold up.
Happy the contingency of your marriage. When was it the cornerstone? What about
Oh, I got it. When you're not happy at your job no more, do you quit?
Get them, babe.
Do you
Get 'em,
quit?
babe. When
No.
you ain't happy with your kids, you don't put them on the corner or take them to a yard sale.
No. You can't. You still go in that job every day. And you deal and you deal and you deal. So why, when you're not happy in your marriage, you're out?
Sure. Yes, sir.
So I advise y'all to get on your phone, get your text message, whatever you need to do to get back to your relationships.
Stop judging
If
people.
you ain't calling, you ain't talking, get the calling, get the talking. Come on, get it back together. Cause
Stop judging.
People ain't gonna stop judging. We live in a that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
But we need those people to be who we are.
Okay.
So let's start saying thank you for being judgmental.
Because I was going to say something about something I saw throughout the conversation, but
Oh nah.
my wife texted me and told me not to say nothing.
Yeah, nah. We want to thank.
So we thank you then. We
Yes,
thank you
yes,
You
for
know the
judging
thing
then.
about it, why you got to be careful, because if you come up on the live, like, you know what I mean, they gonna get you. Like I've learned to just chill out, and to be honest, our last couple of lives before Keziah, I didn't even watch them like I used to, like learning just to. I ain't got to critique myself.
Yeah,
I'm
you
speaking
don't
my
wanna go
truth
back.
from a
You have to
sincere
let-
place, but you know, if you came on here looking for anything other than, you know, healthy fellowship, because this ain't even entertaining. You know, we try to entertain, so on and so forth, but this is something we're doing from the bottom of our heart. But to anybody who does anything negative, I would just say to you, hey, you ain't paid for nothing. You don't owe
No,
anybody
no,
anything.
no.
There's no exchange.
You don't say that. You let God get them.
are y'all?
God
Do y'all?
What?
Do y'all? Are y'all in the book? In the book? Do y'all discuss going through
Yes.
when you had times
Yes,
where you
yes,
wasn't quote unquote happy?
Listen,
Yes.
the book literally goes in production in the morning. No crowns in the castle.
Wait. Wait, back up, because that just
he
slid in
said
there, and we can't let that pass by.
said
And this is the second time that was slid in. The first time we had to have a hush hush.
Yeah, I
moment.
had to hush. It wasn't.
But it
official.
came through clear
It
tonight.
wasn't official tissue.
Is that the name of the book?
Yes.
The official name of the
Oh,
book.
let's hear it again. I want to hear it again. I want to hear it on
You
the
tell
mic.
'em, baby.
Let's have a moment. Come on.
No crowns in the kingdom.
I can't hear you.
No crowns.
Oh, just a little louder.
No crowns.
We not God. We can't hear you.
No crowns. No crowns in the castle. You know,
No.
having a healthy,
crowns
wholesome
in the
relationship.
castle.
by Kendall and Fantasia Taylor. It is going into production in the morning. Spent the past 3 days between feeding and bathing and
Oh
changing
my God, we were
Keziah
working in the
No
hospital.
crowns in the
to
castle. That
go
means
through
that it's
the entire book. The entire book. And I mean, we address everything from getting married at first sight to, you know, clearing our lines of communication.
So when we separated,
Yeah.
oh, we
to
talk about it all.
mistakes that we made to business, you know, contracts and covenant, you know, losing to win, escape room, dealing with issues and not deflecting and trying to, you know, fight or flight mentalities. Like, we really get into our own stuff. And again, our marriage was transformed while writing this book. I learned things about my wife. She learned things about me where we were sitting there saying, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Our writer will be on the other end.
Crying, everybody crying.
It was
You
good.
know,
It was a good time. We said we didn't want to write the book, though, or do a book if it wasn't going to transform our, like, if it wasn't going to change some things about us, or we wasn't healed through it. So it was a good time. Good time.
I like that. No crowns in the castle. So that means it ain't about you. It ain't about her. So I'm gonna start you when you next time you call me. I'm gonna say no crowns in the house.
You ain't in this house.
Huh?
You don't live here.
I'm
So-
talking about when you call me.
What does that have to do with me calling you?
Hey, Kendall, let me tell you this. This is what she say to me when she called me. Let me talk. Just let me talk. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. That's how she got started. Just hear me out.
Everybody be on
Just
Kendall's
hear
side.
me out. She loves to say that. I ain't even said nothing yet. She's like, just hear me out.
But here's the good part.
Just hear me out.
I haven't called you in a while, have
You haven't. You really
Come
haven't.
on. Won't he do
Come
it?
on, God. Look at God.
Won't he do it?
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Oh. I'm going to get me some, it's these little Mexican chips I like. It's like two little, they call queso, something like that. But I'm going to get them little chips. And I'm going to get me a little, I laid off a sweet tea, but I'm going to get some sweet tea. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to sit up in my bed. Yeah, I eat up in my bed because I sleep in my bed by myself.
And we're not going to pick up the phone when you call us.
They've been on here asking. You see, I just throw that. I sleep in the bed by myself because I'm not married. They've been asking, is D married? Is D married? I sleep in the bed by myself because I'm not married. I'm saved. I drink water, sleep on the satin pillow.
Listen.
And I'm going to read this book. And I'm going to read it.
We're going to go on tour. We want to go on tour with the book. We want to take Taylor Talk on the road. I think we got our first gig in August.
You keep saying August.
When is it?
You know August is
September.
Yeah, October, ain't it?
What's
It's at the end of
this?
September, October.
What month we in? My birthday tomorrow.
Nice, you got something for me.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We go shorty, it's your birthday. We go shorty.
One time for the birthday girl. One time for the birthday girl.
It's your birthday,
girl.
Shorty, it's your birthday,
girl.
Shorty, it's your birthday. We go shorty, it's your birthday. We go shorty, it's your birthday. We go shorty.
You might need to come over here tomorrow and just play and let me and Kendall dance. Look, Sean be like, why do you keep calling me for everything?
I like to party. I like to have a drink too.
Sis, you
know
know
what I mean?
I be down for whatever.
Sean, you can put the playlist together and then you and Lisa, we can just dance. But I'm going to have my baby in my hand, so you can't play it too loud.
She going to bed though. It's been 6 weeks.
If Lisa dance, I want to see that.
Shut up.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I wish you many, many more. I pray that you live long as you want. And as long as you live, you'll never want.
Whoa. He done fell out over there.
No.
Let me say that again.
No.
I pray that you live as long as you want. And as long as you live, you never want. I just killed that.
Sean, look, boy. Wait, look, Sean looked up at you like.
What up, little Sean?
Look, Sean was
In the
like, wait,
building.
what? Nah, I want to hear some music because I'm
Let me
about to
pray.
take
I
my
almost
shoes
forgot.
off.
Let me pray
Pray.
real
I'm
quick.
dead.
And then we going to cook.
Pray,
Thank
Kendall, because
y'all.
they get mad because I can spit. You know, they get mad. I ain't even. Okay.
It was the look for the kid just said it all. He
Be
looked up
honest
like,
with it though.
what?
No filter. Give me that pretty hand, birthday girl. It's been an honor being your husband, girl. Heavenly Father, we thank you for being God. We thank you for being faithful to an unfaithful world. But in the midst of that, you've always reserved a remnant who believe, who trust, and are proud and honored to carry out your principles and truth. So for anybody that was on the fence of marriage, considering divorce, or trying to get a better understanding of the singleness, because that also has purpose for a season, we ask that your Holy Spirit comfort them along the path of you introducing them to clarity and assurance of what you have specifically planned for their lives, so that we can continue to manifest your glory and reproduce that glory and reproduce that glory. In your son Yeshua's name, amen.
I pray that you live as long as you want. And as long as you live, you never want. People in here saying that's dope. They say I'm spit.
Well, the child said he looked up.
People in here saying
It was
I got
just
bars.
when you talking about, ooh, what he talking about?
They in here saying I got bars.
Wow, yo, you got bars, bro.
1, 2, 3, and to the 4.
Nice, got your back now. If you wanna act up.
DJ Sean Nice, do something to make us feel.
Down the